How often do we find ourselves waiting impatiently for something to change in our lives? It's a universal experience, isn't it? We've all had those moments where we're ticking off the days, hours, even minutes, longing for a shift in our circumstances. This impatience is a common companion in our journey, but how can we find peace in these periods of waiting? How can we cultivate patience amidst the often frenzied rush of life? Perhaps the answer lies in an ancient text, Psalm 40, 1:3. Imagine a man stuck in a mire, a muddy pit. His feet sink deeper as he struggles to free himself. Now imagine the man's patience. He doesn't panic, he doesn't despair. He waits. Not merely waits, but waits with a patience that is born out of faith. A faith as unyielding as the rock. His faith is in the Lord. He believes in the ultimate goodness of the universe, the divine power that governs all. He waits patiently for the Lord. His faith is not silent, it is loud and clear. It is a cry for help, a cry that echoes through the silence, reaching out to the heavens, a cry that is more powerful than his struggle, more persistent than his circumstances. And he trusts that the Lord hears his cry. He believes that his plea does not fall on deaf ears. In the midst of his struggle, in the depth of the pit, the man's faith remains immovable. He knows he is not forgotten. He knows he is not alone. He knows that the Lord is with him, even in the darkest of times. And then the transformation begins. The man feels a force lifting him, pulling him out of the muddy pit. It's not a violent pull, but a gentle lift. A lift that is filled with love and compassion. The Lord hears his cry, and the Lord lifts him out of the pit. His feet, once sinking in the mire, are now set on a rock. A solid rock that represents stability, security, and strength. His circumstances have changed, but more importantly, he has changed. He is not the same man who was stuck in the mire. He is a man transformed by his faith and patience. Finally, a new song is put in his mouth, a song of praise to God. His heart overflows with gratitude. His words, once cries for help, are now songs of praise. And his story, his transformation, becomes a beacon of hope for many. Many will see and fear and put their trust in God. This story is not just about a man in a pit. It's a metaphor for our lives. In our voyage through life, we often encounter pits. These pits may take the form of trials, tribulations, or setbacks that seem to swallow us whole. We feel stuck, trapped, and sometimes even forgotten. These pits, however, are not devoid of purpose. They are the crucibles that forge our strength and resilience, testing our faith and patience. The pit signifies our times of despair and struggle, but it's also a symbol of potential transformation. Like the man in the pit, we cry out from the depths of our despair, our voices echoing in the hollows of our hardship. Yet in this pit we are heard. Our cries for help, for solace, for a way out are not in vain. They reach the ears of the divine, who hears our pleas and patiently waits for the perfect moment to act. And then there's the rock. The rock is the solid foundation on which we rebuild. It's the symbol of stability and strength, a place where we can stand firm, even in the midst of the storm. God lifts us from the pit, not to leave us wandering aimlessly, but to set us upon this rock. This is where we find our footing, regain our strength, and learn to sing a new song of praise. It's about trusting in the unseen, having faith that our cries are heard, and understanding that in time we will be lifted from our pits. So, what can we take away from this story? The essence of Psalm 40, verses 1-3, is a profound tale of enduring faith and unyielding patience during the most challenging times. It's a story that serves as a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in our darkest hours, we are never truly alone. This ancient scripture eloquently illustrates the power of trust in a higher power. It is a testament to the belief that our cries for help do not fall on deaf ears. Instead, they are heard and answered, lifting us from our deepest despair and setting us upon solid ground. Psalm 40 teaches us the beauty of patience and the transformative power of faith. It assures us that our trials are not everlasting, and that through our steadfast trust, we will find our footing once more. Remember, even in the deepest pits, there is always a rock waiting for us, and on that rock, we will sing a new song.